Don't have a limiting belief problem. You have a need problem. And that's what I want to talk to you about in today's live. So go grab a cold or warm beverage, take a seat, get cozy with me, and let's dive into this really important conversation today because this is something I see so many people get stuck in. They spend all of their time trying to let go of limiting beliefs, right? They spend all of their time resisting black thoughts and limiting beliefs that come up, because if it's coming up, they automatically assume that it means that they are believing that belief, right? That they're holding on to that belief. But a lot of people have actually been doing this work for quite a while. They've been programming their mind, they've been consuming the content and all of the things. So a lot of people actually don't believe the limiting beliefs that come up, the thoughts that come up. But the reason why they keep coming up and they keep grabbing your attention is because you are feeding the thought with energy. So when it comes up, you automatically go, oh, I believe that. This means that this is going to limit my experience in this 3D reality, which means that I am going to like fuck up my manifestation. So then you resist the thought and you go, why do I still have this thought? Blah, 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 right? And then you go into this like cycle of trying to let go of this limiting belief, not realizing that you've actually already let go of it. You don't actually believe it anymore because you've already done the work. The problem is it's coming up as a patterned thought, which is normal. That's what happens, right? It comes up as a patterned thought, but you'll notice that it's not as charged. It doesn't take you, right? When you actually maintain this awareness, when you actually have the eyes to see, you'll see this, right? So what I see is so many people are getting stuck in cycles of creating the same shit, dealing with the same problems over and over and over again in their businesses, and it's limiting their finances, it's limiting their reach, it's limiting how their business is growing, it's limiting how they're experiencing their business as well, right? It's just, it feels like this constant like uphill battle where you're like hustling and you're fighting yourself, and it's just not a fun place to actually create from. And I see this so much in spiritual entrepreneurs specifically who are doing this. They're doing this. And it's just something that literally, as soon as you notice that you're doing this, you have the potential to completely change your business, the trajectory your business is currently on, the ease you experience in your business, right? You have the power to completely change what your business is doing. You have the power to completely transform this whole thing by realizing that you don't have a limiting belief problem, you have a need problem. So let's actually dive into what I mean when I say you have a need problem. I'm going to have a little sip of tea. Okay. Okay, it's still really hot. I've got a lemongrass, honey, and ginger tea. It's my favorite, but that's really hot. Okay. So, I just love like the cozy vibes of lives. I love like hanging out, grabbing a warm bevy, and just getting into a really fucking interesting, informative, life-changing, trajectory-changing conversation. It's my favorite thing, having these conversations with you. So let's dive into what I say when you have a need problem. What is need? Look, what is the frequency of need, right? Feel into it. Close your eyes, tune in, and I want you to feel into need. Say the word need, say it out loud, need. What does that trigger within you? need. It feels like a without, right? It's the frequency of without. It's the frequency of not having. I do not have, therefore I need. It feels graspy. It feels like you're like holding your breath. It feels like you resist and you contract, right? You might feel it in your body. It's like, I need this in order for X, Y, and Z. Need is a frequency of without. So if you keep playing within the realms of need, if you keep operating from need, if need is driving your action in your business, right? You put up a post because I need the client to come through. You put your offer out because I need the money to come through, right? You wake up one day and you're just like, okay, you have this day to completely create in your business, but the creativity isn't there, and you're just like, I need the creativity to be there so that I can create in my business and my business is successful, right? That frequency, I need it. It's very graspy. And this frequency is without. So if you keep moving in your business from this frequency, then you keep sending out energetic signals to the universe saying that you do not have what you want, and you're basically sending a letter to the universe to say, hey, I don't have what I want, so can you give me more of that, please? Right? It's a very counterintuitive. It's not what you actually want. It's not what you set out to do, but that's what happens when you're operating from need. That's actually what's happening. You are operating through a lens of, I don't have what I want. The universe, which is basically you, by the way, you are the universe, your higher self, your consciousness, it's not saying, hey, you like have this, don't have this. It's not picking for you. You're choosing what you want to see in your experience, to experience in your experience. And how do you choose that? Your vibrational frequency. Paying attention to your vibrational frequency is how you completely change your experience in business and experience in life. This is how you do it. And to change your vibrational frequency, you need to change your internal makeup first, because that is what is sending out signals to the universe, right? That is what is literally telling the universe, this is what I want to see, this is what I don't want to see. Just through your frequency. This is why you want to really, really, really pay attention to what your frequency is tuned to, right? Where is your dominant vibration hanging out? If you want to know, just have a look around. Have a look at what you've created so far in your 3D, in your business, to see how the momentum has been building in your business. That is an indication as to where you've been hanging out, where your frequency has been. So with this, when you realize that you don't have a limiting belief problem, because I want you to actually think about this for a second. Literally sit with me and think about this. I know for a fucking fact you wouldn't have started your business if you didn't actually believe that you could do it. You wouldn't have. We don't do anything unless we believe that we can get something out of it, right? You wouldn't have started the business unless you didn't believe in yourself. Unless you did believe in yourself. Yep. You wouldn't have started. You wouldn't have actually set out to share your work with the world unless you didn't actually believe you had something important to say. Am I saying this right? Unless you didn't actually believe you had something important to say. Unless you did actually... Yeah, I think I'm saying it right. I think I got it wrong before. Whatever. You get what I'm putting down, right? You wouldn't have started this. You wouldn't have started to put one foot in front of the other. You wouldn't have actually moved in this direction unless you actually believed that it was possible. You wouldn't have set out to like pull money out of the sky unless you actually believed that, why can't I get this right? It's like fucking with me, my brain right now. You wouldn't actually set out to manifest magic money unless you believed that money was infinite, that money was abundant, that you could influence your finances through your energetic currency. There's no way, right? You actually do believe those things. You don't have to sit there and try and convince yourself that money is infinite, right? You don't have to do that. You don't have to sit there and convince yourself that your work is good. You know that. You've done that, right? In order for you to take the steps that you've taken to be where you are right now, you have done that work. Otherwise, you wouldn't be where you are right now. What your problem is you're like, I can't relax. I can't feel safe. I can't enjoy where I am right now. I can't believe in my work without the external validation. Yeah, I know that money is infinite, but and abundant and could come to me with ease. However, I feel like it needs to happen right now in order for me to truly feel safe, secure, and solid. I believe that my work is really powerful and that people want to receive it, but I need the client to come through right now to prove that I'm right, to prove that my work is actually good. That's what I need. I need it to happen right now to justify the choices that I've made, right? That's what you want. That's what you need. That's why you're sitting there right now and it's like you're responding to these limiting beliefs that are coming up. You're responding to the part of your mind that's like trotting through life, showing up in your business and then going, oh, that client didn't come through. That means I believe that clients aren't going to like, and then you have a thought where it's like, there isn't anyone there that's interested in my work, right? And then you think, oh my God, I had that thought. That means I have that belief. And then you end up making it a problem. You end up resisting the thought. You're like, how do I get rid of this thought? This is the reason why this client didn't come through, blah, 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 blah. And then you get caught in a thought trap. You end up feeding that thought with energy. It becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. And it leads to a whole lot of fucking resistance. And then, it feels like you were holding on to that belief. But the truth is you never were. It was just a thought. It was just the thought that you responded to. And along the way, you lost sight of what was actually going on, which is that you don't actually believe that. It's just the part of you that reacted in that moment that felt that it needed the client to come through in order to feel safe and in order to feel like, okay, I can trust what I'm doing, right? That's actually what happened. The need came up that triggered that thought. So you have to be willing to not respond to everything that your mind throws your way, because a lot of the time what your mind is feeding you is absolute bullshit. And this is something that my clients experience all of the time. I'm like a bullshit detector with the ego. I'm so fucking good at this because of all of the work I've done myself, and obviously like through taking so many clients as well now, I can just see the bullshit. I can see the ego. It's a gift. It's a talent, if you will. I've even had this like before my spiritual awakening. I've just always been able to do this. I feel like it's my Scorpio moon, but I can always see like the truth of someone's intention, and I can see the bullshit basically. So this is what you have to be willing to do. You have to be willing to see the bullshit. You have to be willing to pick up on the bullshit and be like, whoa, what's this? What's this here? Like, where did this come from? Like, is this like, you have to be able to see it and be like, like, not just take it at face value and just like sit with the thought, not respond to the thought, sit with the thought from a curious energy, not from resistance, not shaming and blaming yourself for having the thought, not reacting to the thought. You just see the thought and you go, interesting. Why did I have that thought? Right? And you just observe what's going on. And then when you take a second to actually do that, then you get to the root of what's actually going on. When you just pay attention and you don't resist the feeling, you don't resist the belief, and you don't get caught in like thought patterns that the ego is deliberately trying to keep you in, to keep you experiencing more of the same. Instead, you are able to break free from that, and you are able to just observe and witness what the mind is doing. And then you're able to go deeper there and be like, what's actually sitting at the core of it? And then that's when you see, oh, okay, no, it's not that I actually believe this limiting belief. The truth is, at the core of what I'm experiencing is that I need this. I need this for whatever reason. I need this to prove my partner right. I need the business to be successful, to ensure that I get to live the life that I want to live, or whatever the fuck it is, right? There's so many reasons why we can put need onto things in our lives, need onto our businesses, need onto money. And when you see this need, you can sit with that discomfort, and then that's what you work through. That's actually what you end up dissecting and letting go of. That's what you do. And if you're like, well, how the fuck do I let go of need? It's as simple as that. You let go. It's like, how do I let go of this like AirPod? This air, what is it? What is this? An air. It's not an air. Why do I keep saying that? It's a, I got it. Headphones. Wireless headphones. There we go. Fuck me. I'm like, what is this? Okay. So I have AirPods sitting there as well. But anyway, with this, right? How do I let go of it? Like, I'm looking at you and I'm asking you right now, how do I let go of it? I want you to answer me. How do I let go of this wireless headphone? How do I let go? Tell me, how do I let go of this? What's your response? Let go, you dumb bitch. Just like that. It's that fucking simple. You literally just let go. You just let go. So that means you have to be able to witness the need and let it go. Just witness it, see it, and just let it go. Choose not to respond anymore. Choose not to hold on to it anymore. Choose not to believe it anymore. It's literally that simple. It's so funny. I've fallen into this as well. So no shade or anything like that. I'm like, don't worry, babe. I've been there and I've done this. But it's funny to see people go like, well, how do I let go of this? How do I stop doing this? And it's like, you just stop. There's literally nothing else to it. You just stop. This actually brings me to another live that I did on why we actually hold on to like negative thoughts and patterns and ways of being. So there's actually reasons as to why we hold on to them, because we're receiving something from them. So if you're like, but I can't, it's because you're receiving something from it. If you want to go and check it out, it's like later, check out the other lives that I've done. You'll see it. It's one of the recent ones that I've done, but I highly recommend checking it out, because if you're struggling with this, if you're like, well, how the fuck do I let go of a limiting belief of this negative behavior? And it's like, well, we need to figure out why you don't want to let go first. So I highly recommend checking that out. But that's the conversation I wanted to have with you today, because it's so important for you to actually work with what is actually happening. If you want to genuinely see change in your reality, you have to be able to stop getting sucked into the mind's bullshit and these like limiting beliefs that have been like on repeat in your brain, and realize that you've been doing this for so fucking long. You wouldn't have made the moves that you've made if you genuinely had those beliefs, right? You have to realize that there's something deeper going on, and you have to be willing to pay attention. You have to be willing to go into the shadows. You have to be willing to go into the resistance to see and witness and let go of this need that's there. This is the work that I specialize in with my clients. This is really like the core of what we do together. We work on what is actually happening at the core, right? What is actually happening deep down vibrationally, and we work on literally becoming so whole within, like letting go of need, you might have limiting beliefs there. So we work on like shifting those and seeing those, and we literally do it through navigating like your resistance and your shadows, because that's how you're going to access true external and internal freedom. This is how you're going to build a business that doesn't just give you results here and there. It's consistent, it's sustainable, you feel safe in it, you actually enjoy showing up, right? It literally, you've created a business from safety, from security, that's in pure alignment with your soul, right? With how your soul actually intended to be on this earth. It is just such important work to do, to be able to like see need, to see why you need something in order to make you feel a certain way, and then to be able to fucking let that go. That is true freedom. Oh my goodness. Like, I remember when I was operating from need, it's like I could create situations where money windfalls would come in, because energy and manifestation is fucking simple, right? Feed something with your energy long enough, it's going to come into your experience. But when that thing came into my experience, when I would get money out of the fucking sky, or clients would come through, and I wasn't solidified in this energy, like within myself, and I didn't feel safe, and I was operating from need, I would freak the fuck out. Like, I would be like, I can't keep this, I can't hold this, I'm in danger. I would completely freak the fuck out, right? I felt like, you know, when's the next one going to come in? There wasn't true freedom. I was constantly operating from lack, without, and as a result, I was constantly feeding those frequencies. So it didn't matter what the fuck I called in, because I just defaulted right back to my baseline reality time and time again. When I was able to actually see my shit, go into my shadows, and release this like need and resistance, and actually start operating from a place of fucking power within, like solidity within myself, not needing anything outside of me in order to make me feel a certain way. Like not needing my business to like give me things in order for me to feel like safe, happy, and all of the things, and abundant. I was able to sit there and be like, I was able to like sit there and receive in my business, and it was receiving in my business from a fucking full place, from an energy of like, this is how it was always supposed to be. I was supposed to be able to receive with my heart fucking wide open. And I know you can feel me when I say this, right? I know you can feel the frequency right now, because I can feel it so strong. It's like I can receive with my heart fucking wide open. I can receive with my heart open, because this is how life gets to go for me, right? Because I'm in charge of how I experience all of this. So it's like a client can leave and you don't sit there and fucking crumble, right? You don't make it mean anything about you. Instead, you're able to actually just trust them and trust their alignment, and trust that that means another solar line client is coming into your experience, and you have so much to look forward to, right? It's like, you can have a slow period in your business, and you're not sitting there going into like doomsday scenarios being like, you failed, this doesn't work, and blah 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 blah. No, it's like, and you're not sitting there going, how do I fix it even, right? Or like, I need to push, I need to hustle, I need to work harder. It's like, oh no, like I'm being granted this opportunity to deepen into myself, to rest, to rejuvenate, right? Nothing's wrong. And then the slow period doesn't end up being a fucking slow period at all. It's like just a blimp in time, and you're just like, oh yay. You know, it's like, here we go again. So it's just like, you can like honor the natural cycles of business and the universe, and it's just, you don't make it a problem, you don't make everything such a big deal. Instead, you're actually able to experience desire, and being in pleasure, and being in like creativity with your work, and being able to like create with the soul of your business. Holy shit. Such a sexy energy to be in. And that's what you want. Like, that's what you started this for. You didn't start this to be in like, when's the next client gonna come in? I need the client to come in right now in order for me to feel safe. Okay? It's like, no. It's like, I'm here for a bigger purpose. All of those things are just byproduct energy of me like showing up in my truth, in my power. And when you do that, you just allow so much more into your experience, and you enjoy it. You could actually be in it from this like full place of like, fuck yes, like let's fucking go. Like, this is what I was meant for. This is what this experience was meant to be for me always. Like, this is like the envision that you actually had when you saw yourself showing up in your business and your business popping off, right? This is what you actually wanted, this feeling, this way of being. This is what you're here to bring to the world. This is how you were supposed to do business. There's a reason why when you push and you force and you're like, there's none of that is fucking working. None of that's working because that's not what you were supposed to do. So if you're finding that you're rubbing up against resistance, it's because you're operating out of alignment, and that is not how your soul intended to show up. So with that, I'm going to leave it there for today. I feel like this conversation is definitely coming to an end. I had so much fun hanging out with you. Please let me know of your thoughts, your downloads, any input that you want to add to this conversation. I would love to have this conversation with you. Did you hear that? That was my stomach. I'm going to eat now. I didn't even get to sip on my tea with you. See, I just get so lost in the conversation. We'll have a sip now. Ah, so good. Now it's the perfect temperature. Actually, that worked out well because now I'm finished and I can enjoy that. Amazing. Okay, I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you in the next one.